And Doinb right now is really helping the world. Let's take a look. First at Vici Gaming and competitors. Chelizi top lane, Ix, Jay, Puff and Southwind still trying to find a threshold here to compete for summer.
And we were talking about the bottom lane of FPX coming into this. However, Vici Gaming, their biggest success is the bot lane, so watch out for Puff and Southwind especially.
I wouldn't be too surprised if Vici Gaming once again put them on the carry potential. Preacher, FPX.
Of course, GimGoon in the top lane, we're just talking about him. Tian and Doinb, the Mystic duo in the middle lane, and also LWS and Crisp, very outdated, well, I wouldn't say outdated, but very old. And for middle, really does hysterics, and more to the point, it means that FPX have to play very early game and make sure that in the mid game they take 1 or 2 at the most team fights, because if they go towards late, they have no magic damage. The only one available is Tian, and he's going to be falling off like a truck. So obviously it has to be Vici Gaming with the scaling, and FPX have to get the snowball.
Well, Vici Gaming, the Silas into the mid lane. We've seen this once or twice here in the LPL, but we have not seen it into a Riven. Doinb, that is shout out Chelizi so darn early.
And watch for a repeat gank as well, because as soon as you burn that, is going to happen. However, Tian right now
might be a little bit too late, Preacher. Here comes the flash forward. Cocoon, when does it come out? The flag and drag locked onto Sign, and it's down. Tian now with the zombie Sign has to repel up, but GimGoon is taking too many whoppers at once. Runs for his life. GimGoon is out as well, and Ike's just not there in time.
Smart play from Tian. As soon as he gets the kill, he also uses the repel to make sure that he can go the other way, whichever way that Chelizi wasn't going into. So he gets out of that against the zombie Scion.
A really smart move there from Tian. Makes another. Funnily enough, the game that has a Riven Silas mid, everywhere else is the focus for both of these teams.
Because they don't really want to upset the mid lane. The mid lane is a path to everyone else.
Oh, misses the abduct onto Tian. Jay now in a very bad position. He's level 6. He'll kneel to steal GimGoon's ultimate if he wants to survive, but Doinb's in here as well. Stun doesn't need to land. Doinb slices him across the face.
Yeah. Jarvan early on. So they're using the early game power spikes, and even though it's not getting them too much gold because they've died, this could be massive.
It really could. Still awaiting the ultimate. The hijack lands in Cheddar Crystal Arrow on the Crisp. Knocked up, set down. Vici Gaming, their bottom lane, remember the strength there being played to.
All right, immediately go. He go towards the eye edge is my biggest question.
Okay, maybe as the third or so item, remember that with the Storm Razor, fleet footwork there picked up by Puff that synergizes so darn well, and a lot of the time that's part of the reason why we see it, but very good first item in the spike to, as Spawn explained it the other week, to get that evolution nice and early on the E so that you can team fight. So still a big CS lead in that bottom lane. Good for the Kai'Sa, as Ike's actually making transitions on the top side. Poppy, yeah!
Oh.
Comes close to Jay. That just means that's a Rift Herald. That's a very good transition from Vici Gaming.
So far, I really like what Ike's is doing. One of my biggest criticisms for Vici Gaming is the fact that their solo laners are not mechanically strong enough within the LPL to stand their own, but in the jungle, we see a dragon. No, this is not going to be too much of a fight. Going back, pretty much my biggest criticism is that their solo laners can't really take it on their own, so they need Ike's in order to help them, and Ike's hasn't been good enough to help these lanes. But what does he do? He plays the jungle instead of the lanes, and so far it's working out.
Fast improvement as current plating goes down in the mid lane, 12k gold. Southwind finds himself a target in Doinb. As they lock on down, Doinb just scurries out of there, but a bit of turret plating loss, a bit of gold recovered from Vici Gaming, as LWX just gets ulted on himself. Vici Gaming have found themselves a nice little pick in the ash. Jay with his first kill, Vici Gaming. Bottom side control continues. Jay should be able to recover that and should be able to get some of this gold if the turret does fall down in the first one on the map. But Abyssal Voyage this time from Crisp. No denying that as Explosive Cask again launched in the arrow onto Jay. Timecamp wants to engage it, but Body Slam turned around Tian. Not in just yet, but Doinb comes on in. Blade of the Exile in full swing. The Wind Slash not available there, but they find themselves the jungler of Vici Gaming. Collect and negotiate with the minions to go the other way. But here's the start from FPX.
And now Vici are captured.
And they're caught out in the middle of the position. Doinb locks on down. Remember that the key burst is going to be crucial here. Broken Wings, Wind Slash. Doinb finds the first kill. The disengage now.
Oh,
but Jay in the middle of the fight. Bopped on away with the Poppy Hammer. And Doinb is saved by the belly of Timecamp.
Could have been much worse for FPX if Jay wasn't actually bopped out, but 1-for-1 trade, not too bad. And Vici Gaming, once again, coming out with the advantage in the jungle. This is a new Vici that I definitely love watching, because now they know where their strengths are. They know that they can't necessarily play towards the mechanics, and they just go for the objectives.
You're just highlighting them though, Preacher. I'm not too sure, because Jay going in for the engage. Doinb locked on down with the Ignite and burnt down. What a turnaround from Vici Gaming's mid laner.
That was beautiful to watch, quite frankly speaking. Chris thought that he could actually defend Doinb, but because Doinb was chunked down earlier by Jay, Jay finishes him off in the mid lane, and Tom Kench can't even help.
What a response from Vici Gaming. Bottom lane now drops as well. Only one outer turret remaining. Gold.
Take a look at his items, but in the bottom lane,
that's
never
a lot of
mind.
AP damage. But that's a Sion ulti out for pretty much nothing from Tian. Could be the turret as well.
It could definitely be. What I was talking about earlier was the power spike that's now reached by Puff. He's got his Ginzu's Rage Blade and also the Storm Razor. That means that he's sitting on enough to upgrade his Q and his E. He's going to be ready for team fights.
Yeah, he definitely will. Coming up next, though. So while the Baron is sitting there and waiting, you expect that the Infernal will be a big fight. Preacher, I asked for it.
Here it
I
is.
don't think Tian's going to give it to us, though. Really good abscond now into the Inductor. Silence, they collapse.
Oh boy.
Sion's ulti was perfect. GimGoon can't cancel that teleport, so he has to run away. Doinb on the backside here. He's already popped on into Blade of the Exile. Available, but not good for FPX. Is the ulti from Jay. Arrow, run!
Woo!
He evades it. Doinb survives, but now the Baron showdown has begun.
The skin of their team, FPX did not have enough vision to go for that pick. They didn't know where the members of Vici were, and Vici just collapsed onto them.
So hard because GimGoon has to go in first. Crystal Arrow uses time onto Jay, blocking down the mid lane, and they find it. It's LWX with the kill. Again, GimGoon charging forward as Doinb.
There
wants
it
to get a
is.
key burst, but has to broken his wing out of there. Locked on down with Chelizi. The tongue lash forces the flash. Slowed again. Chelizi just wants to survive, but Doinb is flanking.
1v4?
Here we go. Broken wing 1, broken wing 2, and 3. Locked on down. He's out of there with a nice Valor. And FPX don't want to risk it. Instead, they just safe away from the Baron.
Smart plays coming out from FPX. Even though they lost the initial fight, which allowed Vici to start up the Baron,
no.
they managed to recover it. But, Jake, I don't even think this is over.
Big mistake here from Vici Gaming as they retreat and they have low health bars. They know that Baron's going down,
no,
but they
it
do
didn't
not remain for the pressure. Baron goes down, Ike's is out of position, Tongue Lash to slow down, and LWX killed number 2 with a Baron. I imagine a lot of the time as well that ult is going to be a very key part. Chelizi, that's how he started it before, is Doinb just launches on top of Jay. Let's go, broken wings again.
There it is.
One-on-one, we finally get it. Wind slash,
Oh my-
minion,
Woo!
down you go, champion. How does dirt taste?
That's what you were looking for, Hysterics, and that is the 1v1 that we were talking about. Riven comes out ahead because you can't steal her ult. He doesn't do anything for Silas, and he just gets 100-0 without Riven taking any damage.
That 1v pick as well, although LWX sent back in with the explosive cast. Broken wings again from Doinb, launches his way out. 4 versus 5 with the Baron buff, and FPX waiting for that next wave to seal the deal on one of these inhibitors.
1 minute left. Just play the 1-4 and play it slow because Doinb can push out top lane, and all of a sudden you have 1v3. But over.
Flash with GimGoon over the wall.
Wow.
Puff and Ike's goes golden. He thought it was him. FPX are styling over Vici at this point. And although, yes, we said we had hope, FPX want to put the nail in the coffin as GimGoon pop the hammer up. Keep his verdict, just to keep them silent. Inhibitor 1. Inhibitor 2 will follow soon, or maybe just a game preacher.
All of a sudden, there are tiered deaths for the side of Vici Gaming, and now they're being collapsed on.
Yeah, look, with a 3-man knockout there from Chelizi, it looks good, but not great. FPX, they look great. And at key moments in this game, they come up huge once again. It shows you that the road is still going, but it's almost at an end. In regular season, Game 1 obtained. Next, we need Game 2 to secure that first spot.
And I like how FPX did it because Tian didn't necessarily focus down hard onto the mid lane. Instead, he focused onto GimGoon. He changed his win condition, and it still worked out for them just fine.
Really early gank pathing to be expected from Tian. Doinb made his way around as well. LWX on his fabled Kai'Sa, Crisp on his fabled Galio. This screams FPX, and if this is the game that takes us out, I'm glad it was this composition.
Even more so. Pretty much every single ultimate coming out from FPX is an AoE ability, and it's a dunk composition from the Jarvan and the Galio to really 100% secure that you're going to knock somebody up on the side of Vici Gaming. So Vici need to be very, and I'm saying, take down Doinb and then copy and paste that about 5 times.
Copy and paste it 5 times. That's what a Rek'Sai could do, but to get through Doinb, you have to get through Tian. The 2v2 in the mid lane. I look at that, I get excited once more. 21 KDA, 3 games, 100% win rate on the Cassiopeia, and it returns to the mid lane for FPX in what could be their first place security match.
So you were talking about the top lane matchup between the Vladimir and the Kennen, but one thing that I really like looking at right now is the press the attack coming out from Chelizi, because what it means is that he's actually going AD Kennen, and I like it because he's going to be rushing Blade the
Hang on,
first.
Not yet, Preacher. Pause. Doinb's doing this again like he did to Kuro from BLG. Level 1 Cassiopeia, Twin Fang, Corrupting Potion, Jay at half health. Not land there onto Doinb, and Cassiopeia is almost level 6 as well. So Vici Gaming, a lot of threats across the map, trying to null one in this bottom lane.
Wait a second.
Yeah, there's the Petrifying Gaze. We finally see it. Flag drag. Good night, Jay. But there's the bottom lane. Are they being tucked into bed? Well, LPX, he is condemned. Perfectly timed against War. LPX doesn't survive, but do they get a trade-off kill? Devour there from Southwind to keep Puff alive. Heal Burt too. The main thing is, Vici Gaming get the kill.
A lot of summoners, Vici Gaming's next focus is because they still got the early game in terms of moving around faster.
Well, they do, but Doinb's out of it before it begins.
Boy.
Cataclysm down. Here comes the hero's entrance, but devoured up. Southwind right on the money. Jay comes in with a smite, gets the minion, and that'll be the end of the fight. That was such a good pick off from the Zoe.
It wasn't even a fight, it was just Jay 1v1ing Doinb. Doinb wasn't standing inside of his minion wave, gets popped by the paddle.
Flooding, maximum potential to maybe unlock GimGoon. This is good. We'll keep him in the shorter lanes. Let's find out. Ike's wants to challenge the Rift Herald.
Jay.
Can you find it? Eyes being hit, smite down, secured by Tian. They'll walk in, Trollball lands too, but remember Doinb with Petrifying Gaze disables the engage from Vici Gaming.
Very precarious from Vici Gaming, and even though Ike's was calling in Jay, he shouldn't have stayed that long because his smite wasn't available to potentially take that Rift Herald. So now with the Rift Herald available for FPX, everybody on the side of Vici Gaming needs to be very
mid lane in it, so I think it's worth it, even if you sound like that, Preacher. At this point though, for Doinb, opening up the lane, and like you mentioned before, what's Doinb going to do now with that extra space? Well, on the move potentially, as Ike is rinse and repeating the red buff gang.
Right now, Jay is faster though, so if he can make a play, he might even capitalize off of it, but he's opting to go back, which means that he will not actually first team to rotate, even though Vici got the bottom lane turret. But here's a 1v1 though.
Okay, what happens here? Because GimGoon might have the advantage. Chelizi's on hit, remember. Vladimir looking for the Crimson Rush. He'll find it. He'll find the solo kill as well in 3, 2, 1.
It just wasn't enough. Even though there was a Blade the Ruin King available for Chelizi, he only has a Negatron Cloak, and GimGoon is just simply too far forward. With the Sork Boots as well, he might as well not have any resistances.
Man, GimGoon, it looks great to see a Vladimir 1v1 because it always misleads. He wanted to kill LWX.
Once you press R, you can't just not hit them.
I mean, you can. It's called running away.
Not as a Vayne. And especially not as Puff, because once again we have to go back to Vici Gaming focusing so much onto the bottom part, and if Puff can't make the advantages like GimGoon has on the top side for FPX, then it's just uneven and broken.
They're just starting it up anyway though. Remember Hero's Entrance available, use Cataclysm on top of Southwind, Shield of Duran, flashes there, Cleanse comes through from Southwind, but so much expended to kill this ultimate as well from LWX. As I say that, it'll be the kill for FPX, but a lot of ultimates burnt.
Wait, you don't know where Ike's is? He just shot a Q over the going to AD, because I was explaining why he wanted it for the lane, but at this point in the game, there is a severe lack of magic damage if Jay doesn't hit his skill shots, which against Doinb, a stationary target, look, he hasn't got 100% accuracy in the lane, I'm going to be honest, so it does mean that Vici Gaming
snakes away.
This is good. It's delaying time for Vici, but what are they necessarily delaying for?
That's what I wanted to see.
All right.
It'll be spotted out, though, with the Void Seeker just hitting the edge of the pit. FPX only threatened to walk in, but Baron's still being done. Crisp is backing.
Wait a second. No.
Stop.
Oh, no.
Crisp still sitting there, still backing away. Doinb's backing as well. Tian's backing as well.
What?
Vision goes down. It's too late. FPX just underestimate Vici Gaming. They play the double back and forth in front of the pit, and Vici win it.
I don't believe it.
Played it in this game, and although before I'm talking up, Doinb has 360 CS at 30 minutes. Jay's still ahead of the clock and now needs to be ahead of the play.
GimGoon is coming in for the flank.
All right, here comes the flank finally. AoE damage, remember? Wow, where's the fight? It doesn't start, it doesn't end, it's just over. Chelizi caught out as well, has to finish the teleport. GimGoon chasing up, and here comes the flag and drag, flash away. Tian finds that Mark of the Storm cannot be applied. 2 kills for Doinb. Ike's gets stopped with his Baron buff recall, and this is the bonus. If Vici Gaming were confident before, they sure as hell aren't going to be anymore.
Dang! Vici Gaming were pushing the mid lane, but not all members
Oh,
there.
the killer instinct as well onto Jay, following up, second skin, XLwx flashes in.
Oh.
This game, it might just be over like that.
Yeah, it went from 0 to 50 to 100 straight away in Sterix. From the Baron sneak all the way to FPX coming back. Vici Gaming were not grouped. FPX exploited with the group as well.
They wanted to be the heroes. Vici Gaming had the Baron, they had the momentum, but on this side, FPX can never be underestimated. You can't sit back, let them do their thing and expect nothing to happen. As Puff and Southwind may be the heroes of this team, but Puff will die first. Southwind second, and FPX with this win, they secure first place in the LPL Spring for 2019.
FPX avoiding everything, even though Vici Gaming took the Baron without them noticing. As soon as they were desperate on the map, moving around to get as much of the jungle as they could, the 3-man in the mid lane got collapsed on and people got popped before they could even fight back.
2-0 against Vici.